All right, so last week we talked about how we were kind of rolling out the new, Go OS, the new Go operating system. And so today I wanted to kind of do an overview of what that is going to entail. And then over the course of the next 3 weeks, we'll have Bronwyn, Andrew, and Tony kind of dive into their specific sections so you guys can see kind of what the framework of the new rollouts are going to be about. But what we talked about is that the essence of what the new OS is going to be built off of is excellence and accountability. That we have to, perform everything we do with a high level of excellence, and we have to hold ourselves accountable individually as a team and as a company to make sure everything we do is executed at that high level. And so if you remember a few months ago, we talked about the Go 360 promise. And so once again, we want to make sure that we're staying in alignment and keeping all things driving through that. So if you guys remember the Go 360 promise, what were the components of that?
Community.
So what do we promise the community?
Support. Employees.
What do we promise employees?
Fulfillment.
Customers. Satisfaction.
Customers, what do we promise customers?
Results.
Results. What's down here? Company. What do we promise the company? Okay. And so if you remember, if we haven't fulfilled employees, we'll have customers who have results. And if we have customers that have results, the company will be profitable. And if the company's profitable, we can support the community. If we support the community, that's going to provide opportunities for fulfillment, rinse and repeat. So a piece of that were the goal metrics behind that. We talked about for employee fulfillment that we wanted to have 100 employees with an 8.0 on employee satisfaction. We had customer results 8.0 plus on both Net Promoter Score and on Ideal Client Score. So making sure we get the right clients and that we're doing the right things that they're excited about. Company profit, $10 million at 20% profitability. Community support, St. Louis, a top 10 entrepreneurial city. And so these are the numbers that we need to be cascading down through from the top of the company. So that's kind of the framework and the structure of what the Go OS 2.0 is built from, and kind of cascading down from there. And so where that framework comes in a lot of times in any company is in kind of the org chart and who's holding who accountable and who's in charge of what numbers. And so what kind of wanted to revisit today is kind of the kind of modified kind of organizational structure of the company. And so you've got me and Brandon as the owners. Then I'm assuming all of the kind of the operational role of the company. So this will include all of the operations teams. So account management all the way through design and development and content and all that. So Brandon is going to focus 100% on sales and building the sales team, because that is where the next big push to get to this component and this component is going to come from, is being able to really build those things. So now with underneath here, what we had before with the 3 departments of sales and promotion, operations, and people, and those were kind of roles that were kind of accountabilities, but those are going to slide in and merge because we want to have alignment. And so what you'll have now, sales and promotion, which Tony will be held accountable for. Then you'll have operations, which Andrew will be held accountable for, and people, which Bronwyn will be held accountable for. And so what's important is to have clear lines and clear boundaries and clear accountabilities. So sales and promotion, really what this means is Tony is held accountable for helping grow that top line. So which of these are focused on top line? $10 million profit or $10 million revenue, an ideal client score, right? Those are the main factors in how do we grow as a company, because we need to have the right customers doing the right things. And so his metrics are going to be based on those things. So top line growth and net promoter score. So all things that drive those things will be under his control and his watch. So, you know, that's pricing, product mix, impact opportunities, all things like that. For operations, for Andrew, you know, that's going to come back to bottom line. So if Tony's in charge of the numbers and the metrics for top line, Andrew's in charge of the ones for bottom line. And so those are going to be driven by net promoter score, as well as the driving the profitability. So just overall profitability, the 20%. So for people, Bronwyn's really in charge of excellence. So in putting the right people into this system, into this company, and then making sure they have the fulfillment and the level of engagement that they can do great things. So her metrics, you know, if we change this, probably what this will be changed to is instead of employee satisfaction, it'll be employee excellence score. And so employee excellence score and retention, because we want to have great people doing great things. And we want to keep them here so they continue to build on and do great things. And so from here, the team lead structures is going to be very similar to how it was before, with a few modifications. So now every team will have a team lead. So Bob and Brian will still be team leads of design and content. Then Andrew is going to take over as development team lead. Ryan is going to step in as account manager team lead. Jim is going to obviously be the multimedia.
Don't use that term.
Whatever it's going to be called, it's still multimedia. And then Tony is the marketing department, our marketing team lead. And so the difference now with the roles here is before, team leads had a little bit of this on the business requirement as well as within the team. Now we're going to have team leads hyper-focus on their teams. And so what that means is now focusing on time, on budget, workflow. You know, there's going to be lots of other things that come in with, you know, being effective and efficient. You know, all of these different things that are really focusing in on how can we make this team as individuals continue to drive the profitability and be on time, on budget. And so that means that they're going to be focused on essentially their own kind of P&L with the team. So there'll be cost of goods management and things like that. And so what this is really important now is that team leads will be focused in on how can we drive excellence at a team basis. And then Andrew would be then in charge of compiling those metrics and making sure that we're demanding excellence as an overall company. So from here, then we've got all of everybody, including all of these people that are up here. And so the rest of the team here then will be all have the opportunities to help with the projects that will be on the business projects. So before it was kind of a expectation and a requirement to work on the business projects, where now this is going to be completely optional and completely voluntary. And so there'll be discussions of what the opportunities are going to be for these projects over the next couple of weeks, and what the pros and the cons of getting involved with those things would be. But what's important to remember is the types of opportunities that these are going to generate, both within the teams and with across the whole company, are going to make the company better, are going to make you as individuals better as those opportunities pop up. And so the key with these three positions sliding into here is now that they'll be held accountable to these metrics and will be able to hold the people that are working with them on their projects accountable to those as well. And that's really important. And so what this is going to provide us then is the framework that we can use for the next 12 to 18 month sprint that we need to be on to make goOS 2.0 really effective, really efficient, and have that high level of excellence and accountability. So any questions on the high-level framework. Does this make sense? I mean, it's kind of a natural progression of a lot of the conversations that we've been having. So what this means is a lot of the KPIs that we report on a weekly basis are going to be modified, most likely. They're going to be all revisited. What we're going to be doing across the board is looking at everything with a blank slate. Nothing is going to have to be brought back just because that's how we've always done it. Everything's going to be looked at with a blank slate and say, what is the best way for us to accomplish our goals? What is the best way to deliver a high level of excellence with a high level of accountability? And that's how we're going to decide what are the numbers, what are the things we need to focus on. And once again, we're going to each quarter key in on a specific goal and a specific metric to focus all the priorities of that quarter to. So what they're going to be talking over the next 3 weeks, we've been working really hard at building out the frameworks of the things that we feel are important to be addressed. And so they're going to be talking about those things over the next 3 weeks and talking about what are the opportunities for you guys to get involved with some of those projects.